Welcome back. Thanks a lot for staying with us. A big update coming in. CNN News 18 has now accessed the copy of the FIR against Manish Sisodia. I believe my colleague Ashish Mehrishi is now joining us. Ashish, talk to us about the content as far as this FIR is concerned. Okay, we'll try and get Ashish back, but as I pointed out, CNN News 18 has accessed the copy of the FIR against Manish Sisodia. All of this in the backdrop of the raids that we saw earlier in the day by the CBI because of the excise policy that was implemented by the Delhi government. I believe Ashish Mehrishi is now joining us on the broadcast. Ashish, take us through the fine print and the content of the FIR.
So, we still need to go through, but in all likelihood, what we see as of now, the copy that we have in our hand as of now, it basically shows that how the Delhi government, in connivance with certain private individuals, basically, so this is the FIR copy that we have in our hand. This is the front page and the second page of the FIR that we have in our hand. So this basically is, and also talks about on how, even the Union Home Ministry was kept in loop, that they have found that yes, there is some sort of connivance of people who were public servants, including Manish Sisodia, and there are certain private individual companies who benefited out of it, and that is why these raids have been conducted. So certainly a big step by them, and this absolutely brings in details of how Manish Sisodia, in connivance with various individuals, have basically benefited out of a liquor policy which was not supposed to be done in law. So once we go through this, we can have more details, and we can give more details about to our viewers. So just give us 5-7 minutes to go through, and we'll get some more details on the FIR.
Ashish, as we go through the content as far as the FIR is concerned, since you've been tracking these developments as well, it's not just Manish Sisodia who's under the scanner, but certain private individuals who possibly were recipients of proceeds of crime. Do we have any more details of who these private individuals are?
So, I can just go through some names, which says that, there is a company called Gerber, this is Messrs. Pernod Ricard. This is one company which we can go through. So there are many names. I just need 5-7 minutes to go through this, and maybe I can help you with more details. But it certainly mentions, I can see here, it mentions about details of names of about Manish Sisodia. It names Arav Gopi Krishna, the then Commissioner, Anand Tiwari, the then Deputy Excise Commissioner of Delhi, Pankaj Bhatnagar, Assistant Commissioner Excise, Vijay Nair, former CEO of Only Much Louder, an entertainment and event management company. Crescent, then it talks about Shri Manoj Rai, ex-employee of Pernod Ricard, a company. Again, Amardeep Dhal, director of Brindco Sales Private Limited. It also mentions about Samir Mahindru of Indo Spirit Group, Amit Arora of Buddy Retail Private Limited. It also mentions about Dinesh Arora. That was the name that we were all talking about. He is basically the owner of La Roca restaurants, and he stays in Gurjawala town. Then it talks about Mahadev Liquors. It talks about Sunny Marwa, the authorized signatory of Mahadev Liquors. Then it also talks about Arun Ramachandra Pillai of he stays at 10 Vaishnavi Orchard, Sarjanpur Road behind. It's somewhere in Karnataka. So, there are so many names where the searches have happened, and the FIR mentions all these names.
Okay, Ashish, I'll give you a couple of minutes to go through the fine print as far as this FIR copy is concerned. We are the only channel who've accessed the CBI's FIR copy. Manish Sisodia has been named as an accused. My colleague Arunima also now joining us with more details. Arunima, the other individuals that Ashish was mentioning, like Dinesh Arora and others, what is their connection as far as the excise policy that was implemented in the national capital?
So what the CBI has said in its FIR is that Manish Sisodia, Arvind Gopi Krishnan, Anand Tiwari, Pankaj Bhatnagar, they were all instrumental in recommending and taking decisions pertaining to the excise policy without approval of the competent authority, with an intention to extend undue favor. So not only was the competent authority not informed, but this was done also to ensure undue favors were given to the other accused. Now, specifically about the role of each one, what the CBI in its FIR is saying is that Vijay Nair, who's the former CEO of an entertainment company and who later joined Aam Aadmi Party in their social media team, Manoj Rai, who's an ex-employee of a company called Pernod Ricard, other accused, Amandeep Dhal, who's also the owner of one of the liquor companies, Samir Mahendru, again a liquor company owner. All of them got involved in irregularities in framing and implementation of the excise policy of Delhi. CBI then goes on to say that our sources have further revealed that some of the L1 license holders are issuing credit notes to retail vendors with an intention to divert the funds as undue pecuniary advantage to public servants. Now, this is what we had reported this afternoon also. The allegation against Dinesh Arora was that he was taking commission in lieu of these L1 licenses. This is what the BJP had alleged. The CBI is now including it in its FIR, that these L1 licenses were issued in return for commission, and this commission was then directed to public servants. Now, is this the Aam Aadmi Party, as the BJP is alleging, or are these the bureaucrats? That we'll have to wait for CBI to clarify. It also goes on to say that their false entries and accounts were shown in the books to keep the record straight. This was the charge against Mr. Nair, that he was indulging in layering of the entire excise policy so that it could avoid scrutiny. Amit Arora, who's another director of a liquor company, his associates Arjun Pandey are close associates of Manish Sisodia and are actively involved in managing and diverting the undue pecuniary advantage collected from liquor licensees to the accused public servant. That's the third charge that the CBI is making, and it is going on to say that all these private players who have been named, for Dinesh Arora, for example, one particular line that the FIR says, sources further reveal that Samir Mahendru, who is the MD of Indo Spirits, had transferred an amount of 1 crore to an account which belongs or is being managed by Dinesh Arora. So that's the first figure that CBI has put out. 1 crore was allegedly transferred into the account of one of the accused. This accused is being suspected of wrongdoing, of collecting commission in lieu of granting these licenses. Then the CBI FIR says that Arun Ramchandra Pillai, another suspect, used to collect undue pecuniary advantage from Samir Mahendru and pass it on to public servants through Vijay Nair. So this is the money trail whereby the liquor companies who were getting the license, they would transfer the money to these people who were the middlemen, so to say, and these middlemen would then ensure that the money reached the accounts of the public servants. That's what the CBI has said. Now, Ponti Chadda's name has also figured. It says that sources have informed that Messrs. Mahadev Liquors, a proprietorship firm, was granted L1 license. Sunny Marwa is the authorized signatory of this firm. He's also the director of the firm managed by Ponti Chadda's company. So the linkages is quite deep, is what CBI is saying. It has got prima facie evidence of how this entire alleged conspiracy was worked out, how the pecuniary benefits were reaching the public servants, and what exactly was the money trail.
So, Arunima, very crucial details now emerging as far as this FIR is concerned. One, Manish Sisodia has been named as an accused, but it's also now detailing the money trail and how this nexus actually functioned. The other crucial aspect of what the FIR also says is that there was no nod or approval as far as the LG is concerned, and that's why the LG wanted to raise that red flag, and then which eventually led to the CBI raids.
It's only one part of the charge. I mean, I would say that's the bare minimum that the CBI is saying, that you did not take the required authorization. But the substantive offences, the substantive charges are much more serious. Section 7 of the PC Act has been invoked here. Also, IPC Section 477. Essentially, what is being alleged here is that Section 7 says it relates to public servant taking bribe or an illegal gratification. So directly accepting bribery is the charge against the accused. And since Manish Sisodia has been named, this is the section accepting bribe, which is being made by CBI against him as well. For a party which started out as an anti-corruption crusader, for a party which has always said we are the cleanest, for them to be accused of taking bribe directly in an FIR where their minister is named, is very, very damaging for them. And as far as the other sections are concerned, what Section 477 of IPC says,
Arunima, I just apologize.